Hello everybody, welcome back to another video here today on the channel, and today we're going to be doing a full-on in-depth 2026 NASCAR driver tier list video. Now, I don't know how long this video is going to be because I like to talk a lot in my videos. So this video could very well end up being over 3 hours long for all I know. I hope that's not going to happen. I hope that's not the case. But if you do decide to stick around and watch the whole thing, you're a true watcher of the channel. But anyways, yeah, you see all these drivers right here? This has to be well over 100 people right here we're going to be talking about in this video. From Cup to Xfinity, not calling it O'Reilly Auto Parts, that's just too long of a name, and the Truck Series. Surprisingly, for some reason, no ARCA, which I find weird, but whatever. I mean, look how much I had to scroll there. So the categories we got here are favorite driver. So if you get the points. If they're one of my favorites, they go in the favorite spot. That's why I mentioned favorite driver. Great. They're good. They're up there, but they're not exactly my favorite per se. Meh means I have really no opinion on. Like, I already got another no opinion on there, but for meh, I just shrug them off because I really don't really care about them compared to someone I've never even heard of. Dislike and hate are drivers that I do not like on the racetrack. Why are you still here? Are people that probably shouldn't still be in NASCAR. They should probably be in free real estate or something like that. I don't know. Or like something like that. Or they shouldn't be in the Cup Series, Xfinity Series, or Truck Series. Full-time Cup drivers racing in lower series. Basically, actually, hold on a minute. We're going to change that up a little bit. In the lower series. So basically, that's just Cup guys racing in the lower series for no reason, and who/no opinion on. So, sorry about that. My throat is kind of clogged, or I don't know. First up, we got Ross Chastain. Where shall I put Ross Chastain? It's a good question. I should put him, or put him in great. Now, I really like Ross Chastain's story or background heading into NASCAR. Because if you're somehow under a rock, let me just tell you the lore or whatever of Ross Chastain, how he brought his uprisings to the sport. So Ross Chastain was a watermelon farmer. He still is a watermelon farmer based in Florida. He started off, I think, his early truck series career driving for, mediocre teams. The most notable team he drove for that was mediocre was JD Motorsports in 2015, 2016, 2017, 2018, where he actually outperformed in that equipment that had been racing in NASCAR at that point for over 30 plus years, and he actually got the team on points in the chase in 2018 while driving the 42 Chip Ganassi car, Xfinity car. Remember that team? Before DC Solar fucked the whole team over? Yeah, I do. Can't believe it's been over 8 years though. So I got Ross Chastain and great. He's not exactly my 100% favorite driver, but like his comments coming into the sport from basically nothing into now winning the Coca-Cola 600 and 5 other cool races. Like he won Talladega, he won Nashville. He won the Phoenix, the championship race at the time. He won at Kansas as well, and Coda when it was decent, or it still is decent, but like it's kind of eh. I don't know. But those the I just could put Chastain in great. Next up, we got Austin Cindric. Excuse me. I literally just had dinner like about half an hour ago or to an hour ago. So pardon me. I'll put Cindric in meh. I just think he's kind of holding up that number 2 ride. Like here's the thing. There's so many nepotism nepo baby drivers in NASCAR. I'm not saying Austin Cindric isn't talented. He is. It's just he's now entering like his fifth full time season. He's yet to outperform the average finish he got in his rookie season. I mean, he has 3 wins to his name. He came close to winning a couple races last year, but honestly thought this would have been a contract year for Cindric to show if he really truly deserved to still be there at Penske in the number 2 car. But I guess since Tim Cindric got back the role, now working for Scott McLaughlin, the New Zealander driver or the New Zealand driver in IndyCar, I guess that's how it's going to be. So Cindric's probably going to stick in that car for another 5 years. I don't know. So I just got him in meh. Austin Dillon, I will say he's one of my favorites, and unlike Austin Cindric, Dillon, when I first started watching NASCAR, I felt unity with Dillon. I felt close to him as a driver. For example, like I really liked that he brought back the number 3 car, or that wasn't Dillon, that was Richard Childress, and plus I just always found Austin Dillon quite an underdog, a very underrated underdog who basically been driving. Because you got to remember, Dillon joined RCR when Harvick left, so he didn't have but sure he had Ryan Newman, but Ryan Newman's no Kevin Harvick, if you know what I mean. But like, no disrespect to Ryan Newman, but like Dillon has hung in there. He's got 6 wins. Like I actually looked it up. He's won an all top 3 series of NASCAR. He's got a truck championship and Xfinity championship as well. That's insane to think about. So I got Dillon in the favorites. Plus, I like his personality, and I just like the paint schemes he drives. The both Bass Pro Shops cars look nice. Noah Gragson, I'll put in. What the hell? What was that all about? I don't know. I'll put Noah Gragson in great. I remember a few years ago, I didn't like Noah Gragson because I just think he was just wrecking all the time in the Cup Series. But then until he got wrongfully suspended for liking a fucking meme of all things, and got the Karens of NASCAR Twitter to win another bogus shit round, I just gained sympathy for Gragson. For fuck's sakes, who gives a fuck if someone likes a meme? It could be a lot worse. It could literally be some fucking fucked up video on the internet. Like, seriously. I just don't get the mindset of these people, man, that think that or they need to get offended over everything. And plus, the guy you like the meme over wasn't particularly a good person either. So, I don't know, just hypocrites. Democrats are hypocrites, but what else can you say, really? But Gragson, he did shine a little bit at Stewart-Haas Racing a couple years ago, but then ever since he joined Front Row Motorsports, which to his defense, Front Row Motorsports last year sucked ass. They completely fell off a cliff. I don't know what the fuck happened to that team, but they just didn't have the speed they had with Michael McDowell the previous 2 seasons. So I got Gragson in great. For Kyle Larson, have him in favorite to the defending Cup Series champion, 2-time champ now. He actually earned both of his titles. However, how he got a second title was devastating because it should have been Denny Hamlin's, but because overtime fucking sucks, donkey dicks, and that Byron to cut down a tire, coincidentally being Larson's teammate. I don't know. I'm not going to get in that whole conspiracy bullshit. That's not what you came here to watch. You came here to see me rank drivers. But I got Larson in favorites. I liked him ever since he drove for Chip Ganassi, the 42 car. By the way, that 2014 Target car, his rookie car, that's one of my favorite all-time paint schemes. Up there with Martin Truex Jr.'s 2012 Napa Auto Parts paint scheme and quite some other cars. Probably one of the McDonald's cars as well, from Chip Ganassi. From Larson as well, I don't know, or McMurray, who knows. But I really like Larson. I follow him ever since Chip Ganassi, and I'm just glad he was able to get to Hendrick and didn't have his career end because of that stupid incident 6 years ago. If you know, you know. I'm not going to get into that here. Brad Keselowski, I'll put him in great as well. Keselowski has really grown on to me. Same with Denny Hamlin. I used to hate both of these drivers' guts like 5 years ago, 4 or 5 years ago, because one, they weren't particularly the coolest people on the racetrack. They kept wrecking people and they kept saying stupid shit. But ever since then, they both of these guys are now like basically when Dale Jarrett and Rusty Wallace were in their later years winning races. Basically, that's it right here with both Hamlin and Keselowski. Keselowski has left Penske, thank God. He's went over to Roush. He's actually made Roush a better team since joining them because they were able to win some races, including the Clash this year with Ryan Preece. We'll get to Ryan Preece later in this video. But yeah, I got Keselowski in great. Daniel Suarez, I got in favorite. Why? Because I do like Daniel Suarez a lot. I'm glad to still see that he's racing in the Cup Series. I wish he was still driving for Trackhouse because that felt like a match made in heaven, that pairing. But like, it just, without Pitbull helping the team, I guess it was due to happen. But like, how can Daniel Suarez be let go from that 99 car while Bubba Wallace, Darrell Wallace Jr., who has literally the exact same results almost, just slightly faster than Suarez, gets to keep his ride, and Corey Heim doesn't still have a full-time ride in the Cup Series? I don't get that at all whatsoever in the slightest. But Daniel Suarez, he's another underdog driver. This is going to be his 10th full-time Cup Series season. That is insane to think about. I remember, like, I didn't follow Xfinity back then. I remember watching Speed Weeks in Daytona 2017 qualifying, and I saw that Greg Biffle or Carl Edwards were racing. I was like, where do they go? I just didn't quite catch it, but literally late in the season, or right after the season ended, they called it quits. By the way, rest in peace, Greg Biffle. We'll talk about Greg Biffle later because, you know, his friend Cletus McFarland is on this tier list. That's ways ahead, though. But yeah, I got Suarez in favorites. Kyle Busch, this is going to be the first dislike / hate. I cannot stand Kyle Busch. I just can't. Even if he has, quote-unquote, matured as Keselowski and Hamlin has, this guy still runs his mouth. He still acts stupid on the racetrack, and don't get me even started on some of his fans, dude. Some of his fans are annoying as shit. I know not all Kyle Busch fans are like that, but like, I never liked Kyle Busch, and I'm glad he's on a losing streak. I just can't stand him. Even if he's driving the nicotine car, I don't like him. I wish Austin Dillon would get the nicotine sponsorship, or someone else, Austin Hill in the Xfinity Series. But anyways, Chase Elliott, favorite. He's not my absolute favorite like he once was years ago, but he's still up there as one of the guys who I like to see win races. And it feels so odd seeing Elliott not win as much races as he once did 4 to 6 years ago. Like, remember 2020, he won 6 races, and 2022 he won 5 races. But ever since that leg injury in 2023 from snowboarding, he's only won 3 races, including the Clash, since then. So I'm hoping that this year could be a breakout season or comeback season for Chase Elliott, where he wins 3 to 5 races and gets back to his dominant form. Like, he's really consistent. That's good, but he needs to kick up the pace of winning races. But I want to see that happen. Hopefully he can make it happen this year. Ty Dillon is another favorite because Ty Dillon, the younger brother of Austin Dillon, is one of the nicest people. I've personally, I haven't met Ty Dillon, but like, judging from how fans have said about him, like, he's a nice person. outside of the track and inside the track, or on the racetrack and outside of the racetrack. Like he takes like his last year with Colleague was honestly or arguably his best season since Germain Racing. Remember that team that for number 13, Germain Racing Chevrolet that got killed because of COVID and Geico apparently wanted to leave the team. Yeah, Ty Dillon still in the Cup Series, even though he's not setting the world on fire. He should have won the not Dash for Cash. He should have won the in-season tournament, but bullshit had to happen at Indy to prevent nice things from happening. So oh well. Ty Dillon's one of my favorites. Hamlin's actually up in the favorites, believe it or not. As I said before about Keselowski, Hamlin has grown on me a lot significantly, and I mean that sincerely. Like ever since he sued NASCAR, I've gained a lot of respect for him, especially after the tragedy that happened this past or in December, late December, with his mom and dad. By the way, rest in peace, Dennis Hamlin. I got sympathy for Denny Hamlin, and I respect him a whole lot more now, especially after that championship he was screwed out of. So I hope that he can win the championship this year. I predicted that in my video. Go check out the other video. But I got Hamlin in favorite. Ryan Blaney is going to be in dislike/hate. I just don't like Ryan Blaney either. He's not as annoying as Kyle Busch, but his fan base surely is. And plus, like I remember a couple years ago in the championship race, they had no part of being a part. They had no business in being a part of because he was like last and average finish. He was complaining about Ross Chastain racing him hard for the win. Like he was expecting Ross Chastain to pull over and let him by. Like Blaney just no. I don't like people or drivers like that. I just don't. They just come across as really like self-entitled, like think they're better than everyone. Just I think he has an ego, and I just don't really care for Blaney. For AJ Allmendinger, so for Blaney, I'll have him in dislike/hates. I wish he still kept driving for the Wood Brothers though. AJ Allmendinger, this is an interesting one. I do like Allmendinger, but like again, some of his fans are some of them are dickheads, especially some of them on Twitter. But I guess I'll put Allmendinger in meh. I mean, I liked him 5 years ago a lot when he turned to NASCAR, but I just don't really care for Allmendinger anymore. I still do, but like he's not like one of my favorites anymore. Like he's a meh, not dislike. That's all you need to know. I'm gonna take a sip of water because my throat's killing me. Some good water, man. I like Allmendinger. He's just you get what I mean. Buescher, I also meh. I mean, I also used to like Chris Buescher a lot. Excuse me. Oh shit! Excuse me again. Damn. I like Chris Buescher, or I used to like Chris Buescher a lot, but a couple of his fans are annoying as well, so that's why he's a man. Like Cedric used to be in dislike and /hate, but he also grown on me a little bit. That's why he's also in meh. But yeah, Chris Buescher. I don't know really much to say about Buescher and Allmendinger. Just I guess they're there. Like Buescher's consistent. He should have made the chase the last 2 seasons, but because of the chase being gay, he missed. The format being gay, he missed both times. And Allmendinger hasn't really won anything in 3 years. And oh yeah, he's in meh because he screwed over Corey LaJoie at the Clash. Tried to make a move that wouldn't work, and then ended up screwing both himself and LaJoie. And allowed, ironically, this little bugger to the left of Allmendinger to make the clash. However, back to being positive, Chase Briscoe is obviously in favorite. Oh my god, why the fuck is it doing that? Chase Briscoe has honestly had quite the comeback. I remember 6 years ago he won like 8 or 9 races in Xfinity. Then when he joined the Cup Series, in 4 seasons he was able to win 2 races with a dying RSS Racing. And since he joined Joe Gibbs Racing after Martin Truex Jr. retired, he won 3 races, and made the championship 4. He's also very humble too, which I respect the hell out of him for that. He's a back-to-back Southern 500 winner. Of course, I've got to have him my favorite. He's a good underdog story, finally getting a good shot and decent equipment. Same with Ryan Preece. Christopher Bell, I'm going to put meh. And it's not because of that Marcus villain. I have no idea how to say his last name. I don't even remember it. But I just know his first name is Marcus. It's not because of him. I just never really was a big fanatic on Christopher Bell, plus a couple of his fans too, again, are kind of annoying. So that's why he's there. Although, however, I did respect the drive that he made at Dakota last year, where he completely pushed or completely owned Kyle Busch on pure speed and talent. But he's not one of my favorites. Josh Berry, he is one of my favorites. Josh Berry immediately, only 3 or 4 races into 2025, took that number 21 Wood Brothers Ford Mustang and their 75th anniversary to a win at Las Vegas. It's a lot fewer starts than Harrison Burton did from 2022 to 2024, but he only won 1 race, being the 2024 Coca-Cola 600 at Daytona. Ugh. Unfortunately, though, Barry's later in the year, it wasn't that good for Barry. Hopefully, he can bounce back this year. He's in my favorite, and yeah, you know who he's going to dislike and /hate Joey Logano. Boo! I just cannot stand this guy on the racetrack. Like, I want everyone to know that just because if I have them in dislike/hate, it doesn't mean that I hate them outside of the racetrack. I don't. I just don't like how they race people on the racetrack. So Logano, this guy is, I don't know how the fuck he's a 3-time champ, because of the stupid ass gay format and a lot of the wins he's backed into. He's also overly aggressive, he's hypocritical, and like, I respect him off the racetrack. He has a foundation, a family. But on the racetrack, he still acts like he's like 21 years old, or still acts like a teenager on the racetrack, even though he's 35, 36 years old. He's only gotten humbled once from Matt Kenseth all those years ago. It just feels like, I felt like he should have been humbled by William Byron after Darlington a few years ago. And his fan base is cancer. Just like with Busch and Blaney, some of them. Not all of them, but like, some of these drivers' fan bases, like, just like with Shane Van Gisbergen. I'm sure the Australian, New Zealander fans, maybe even Fijian, like fans from Fiji, I'm sure they're chill, but like a lot of the North American fans are like aids to listen to. They say all this stuff like he's gonna be dominating all these races, or he's just like, I know he got better in the later part of last year. But like, that's still like you're overhyping a guy who just basically started racing stock cars less than 2 years earlier at that point. So give him some time for God's sake, jeez. So Logano, I don't want this video to be over 2.5 hours long. So I'm just saying I don't like Logano because he's just an asshole on the racetrack. I got him a dislike. Speaking of an asshole, I don't like Bubba Wallace on the racetrack. I just cannot stand him either. This guy's a prick. Like, honestly, and I don't want these so-called Karens to go in my comment section and whine at me saying, "Oh, you're just mad about the Confederate flag." No, the fuck I'm not. I could give two fucking shits about that flag. It's just the fact that this guy is so arrogant and egotistical. It rubs me the wrong way. Like, for example, Charlotte Roval like 6-7 years ago, where Alex Bowman was dehydrated and was getting assisted by medical crew, and Wallace came up to him and splashed water in his face. Another time is I don't want this video, as I said, to be 2.5 hours long, but as I said, another thing he did is he got political. I remember this very vividly. He brought up Kyle Rittenhouse, the killer, and basically who killed people, and basically said that he only got away with it because he was white. If he was black, he would be in jail or prison. That's not my words. He said that. And then just what he did to Alex Bowman 2 years in a row at Chicago Street Course, where he's racing him like shit and doored him under the cool down lap when Bowman won the race with his winner net down, driving a crappy anime car too. Go figure. But I don't like Wallace. I just don't. I miss the pre 2020 or 2021 Darrell Wallace Jr. Because I remember there was once upon a time where I actually liked Darrell Wallace Jr. was rooting for him, but I don't like him anymore. His fan bases are also a bunch of SJWs, and I'd say they're probably the most insufferable fan base within the sport. So that's why Bubba Wallace is in dislike/hate. It's got nothing to do with him being African American, okay? I like Roger Caruth. I like LeVar Scott. I like Wendell Scott. I like Armani Williams. I like... Who else? I like all these other guys, okay? It's got nothing to do with them being with him being black. I also like Willie T. Ribbs Jr. I think that's his name. Bill Lester. Like, all these guys, in my opinion, should be more inspirational to black men who want to try out NASCAR, because they never ran their mouths or never got themselves in the hot water like Wallace has. I'll just keep it at that. But okay, enough of that. I don't want this video to be 3 hours long. Okay, William Byron. I used to really like Byron a lot a couple years ago. I'll put him in meh for now. It's just his fan base again is atrocious, some of them on Twitter. I mean, he has cool liveries. I really like that Daytona 500 car he won with last year. Got the diecast for it. And plus, he doesn't seem like an asshole on the racetrack like these last two drivers that I showed to you in this tier list. So I got Byron and meh for now. Todd Gilliland, I'll put in great. Honestly, I'm a little concerned about Todd Gilliland. With this fucking shit cut it out. Jeez. I'm a little bit concerned for Todd Gilliland. He's heading into his 5th full-time season driving in the NASCAR Cup Series for Front Row Motorsports, and he still hasn't won a race. I get it's the equipment, but something tells me that he should have stayed in the Truck Series, but Front Row Motorsports for some reason wanted to move him up to the big leagues, or the big time leagues. He probably should have stayed. He probably should have went to his dad's team, David Gilliland's team, and stayed in the Truck Series and made a career out of that. Because I don't see Todd Gilliland as like a Cup guy, a Cup driver, consistently. Late last year he did have a couple solid performances, but the whole rest of the year was ugly. It was 27th. It was 28th in points or something like that. I don't know, 28th, 29th. Who knows? Riley Herbst. This one's a divided opinion. I like Riley Herbst, but I'm going to put him in this category right here. I want to clarify that I don't hate Riley Herbst. I actually like Riley Herbst, but he shouldn't be in the Cup Series. I don't know who they were thinking to put him in the Cup Series. Riley Herbst was just finally starting to show potential, finally started to show race winning speed in Xfinity Series. Like, you saw the improvement as the years went on. 2023, he sure made the chase because even though he should have won Nashville and made it, but AJ Allmendinger, the then Cup driving Leach had to be in the race to steal that one away. But he won Las Vegas in convincing fashion. Then the following year, he won 2 races in exciting fashion. He won, like, after Las Vegas, where he whooped the field's ass. He won Indy with an incredible last lap pass and near spin and slash save, on Eric Almirola to win Indy and kiss the bricks, and won Phoenix the championship race with a rubbing, almost expiring tire. But then he gets called up to the Cup Series and has the best finish of like 14th or 13th. Has not topped that since the Daytona 500, and that was his only top 15 finish of the season. Everywhere else, he was running outside the top 25. Basically. I'm sorry. I don't know. I don't think he should still be in the Cup Series. He needs to be good. He needs to go back to the Xfinity Series. That's all I'm going to say. Sorry, Riley Herbst. I just don't think you're Cup worthy yet. Chandler Smith, I'll put in great. Once again, that the guy who got Noah Gragson suspended a few years ago tried to get Chandler Smith suspended or fired from his job by linking freaking fucking fake documents or fake articles about how Chandler Smith was, quote unquote, abusive to his wife. Like, are you fucking kidding me? I'm not even joking. That's the dog shit that person did. Either way, that person is a complete lowlife and a scumbag. I don't know why people still support him. He's just an asshole. But thankfully, that his pussy bitch ass didn't win this time, and Chandler Smith didn't, get wrongfully suspended over something he didn't do. So he's gonna try to make the Daytona 500 this year. I'm still glad he's in the lower series. He didn't try and go back up to he didn't try to go race full time in Cup Series. I mean, it's nice to see the 36 car again. I don't see him making the race though, unfortunately, because I want to see Casey Mears and JJ Yeley make the race. But you know what? And Corey LaJoie and Justin Allgaier. But you know what? I like Chandler Smith, so I'll put him in great. Zane Smith, I'll put in meh. Outside of one particular fan on Twitter who keeps simping over this guy constantly and consistently, becomes borderline kind of creepy and weird. I don't mind Zane Smith. I just think he's kind of overrated, if that's the right word. I mean, he was good in trucks, but ever since he joined Cup, he's just been painfully mediocre. So, I got Zane Smith in meh for now. But someone who won't be in that, but actually favorite, is Justin Allgaier, the number 40. That's not going to be the actual number font, though, unfortunately. I actually like that font a lot more than the one they have this year. But you know what? It's whatever. But I like Justin Allgaier a lot. He's a journeyman driver in the Cup Series, and he's an Xfinity veteran. Finally won that championship a couple years ago. Finally, I got the diecast for it. It's fucking beautiful, and I'm really happy to know that he has a championship, a win at Daytona. He's basically won everything in Xfinity now. And maybe except outside for the season opener at Daytona, but outside of that, he basically has won everything he needed to win. So he could literally retire tomorrow, and he would have an accomplished career. Plus, he has like over 30 wins, I think. He's not far away from surpassing Mark Martin in wins, in Xfinity wins, if he can keep up the momentum. But this last year, he wasn't winning as many races because of Connor Zillage. But since Connor Zillage is not in Xfinity full-time anymore, hopefully, and I mean hopefully, he can pick up the pace, if you get what I'm going at. So yeah. And can win more races. So I got Allgaier in favorites. Cole Custer, why are you still here? He and Riley Herbst are only in the Cup Series because of their dads or personal sponsorships. There's no way in hell neither of them on a silver dime would have been in the Cup Series to begin with if it weren't for money. Just Cole Custer is painfully mediocre in the Cup Series. He should still be in Xfinity, but I guess Joe Joe Custer wants his son wrecking equipment and running 25th every weekend. I don't know. He has not win all those years ago at Kentucky, but he's just done nothing outside of super speedways. He's just god awful. John Harnebacek, I'll put him in meh, I guess. I have had a love and hate relationship with John Nemechek, or JHN. At times, I liked when he drove for his dad's team, Nemco Motorsports, in the Truck Series. I liked when he drove for Front Row Motorsports and GMS Racing, and even Chip Ganassi Racing. But like, a few years ago, like he was acting like an ass. When it was for Kyle Busch Motorsports, the team he drove for. But he left them, went to Joe Gibbs Racing, won all those races, and ever since he hasn't really won anything except for that one Xfinity race a couple years ago. I think he's growing on to me again. That's why I have him in meh. And this one might sound like a hot take, but I got Eric Jones, and why are you still here? Now, hear me out for a second, folks. Hear me out. I had someone tell me or ask me, what do you got against Eric Jones? I don't have anything against him. Just because Riley Herbst and Eric Jones are here doesn't mean I hate them. Eric Jones, like, the sad thing about Eric Jones compared to Daniel Suarez is Daniel Suarez is still in technically decent equipment that can win races. Eric Jones, on the other hand, is in essentially not really good equipment. Like he that 1 year in Xfinity won like 8 races the year prior, won the truck championship. I can remember his first year with Furniture Racing, the number 77 car. He was contending for wins late in the season, almost winning at least a few races. But ever since he got to Gibbs in the number 20 car, which replaced Matt Kenseth, he only was able to win 2 times, including a Clash, a Daytona, a Wreckfest, if you will, and missed the chase in 2020 and was let go and went over to Richard Petty Motorsports, the number 43 car, and was only able to win 1 race since then in 2022 at the Southern 500. I just think Eric Jones is wasting his career away in the Cup Series. I just think it was never meant to be for Eric Jones. I mean, this team is still growing. It's still getting bigger as minutes go by. Like, they're a lot better than they were last year and a couple years ago. But, like, Jones, sorry, Eric Jones. I think he could be making a career in Xfinity like Elliott Sadler did. Because Elliott Sadler went for the same shit or same circumstances Eric Jones went through like a plethora of teams, at least 3 teams, and then he just decided to go down to the Xfinity. I think Eric Jones should do that because I think he'd be a title contender down there. But it's not up for me to decide what he can do and what he could not do. But in my opinion, I just think he should try and race a year in Xfinity and see how that goes. If he starts winning races, I think he should stay there, and then maybe one of the bigger teams could call him up and maybe he can get a actually good shot at race winning equipment again. So at some point in the future, I'm going to make a further deep dive down video on Eric Jones' Cup career. Like, this is also his 10th full-time season. Like, he's not the biggest NASCAR Cup Series bust I've ever seen. He's got 2 Southern 500s, but outside of that, those Daytona wins and that Clash win, and some of his performance with Furniture Racing where he's contending for wins, what really has he done in the Cup Series? I just want to keep it at bay. I just want to keep it at that. I got nothing against the guy. I just think he could be making a career in Xfinity. That's just me, though. JJ Ailey, however, is going to be in my favorites because I personally like JJ Ailey a lot. He's one of the coolest underdog kings of all time. Backmarker kings, all up there with Landon Castle. Who else? Timmy Hill. Joey Gase. I'm trying to think of some folks that are like back markers that Josh Balicki. Just I really like JJ Ely a lot. Sure, NY Racing is kind of a an iffy team, if you will, but I like their paint schemes, and we're finally getting a JJ Ely NY Racing diecast. His Syracuse University diecast. He raced at Watkins Glen last summer, so that's pretty cool. Can't wait to get it. And yeah, it's gonna be the first JJ Ely next gen car, and I want to see JJ Ely win a NASCAR race. I know the odds are all against him because of the equipment he's driving, but we saw Justin Haley win that Daytona race 7 years ago, driving for Spire Motorsports, actually essentially Premium Motorsports, because it was a Premium Motorsports car. That car that went off the lead lap twice in the race was slower than shit. Somehow won the race. So anything can happen. And I like JJ Elliott a lot. He's got a humble, chill personality. He's nice with the fans. I just respect him a lot. Tyler Reddick, I'll put in meh. I'm not a big fan of some of his fan base. Like some of them are a little too crazy, but not as crazy as Logano's, Bush's, Wallace's, or Blaney's, or even Byron's to that for that matter, or Bushers, or Bell's, or Almendinger's. You get what I mean though. I just think he's also wasting his career away in like shit equipment. Like I'm not calling his team shit. Just it's like a second tier team. Basically, like he's not driving for a top tier team. It's essentially Tyler Reddick's whole Cup career has been driving for second tier teams. He drove for Richard Childress Racing, and now he's driving for 2311 Racing. There's rumors saying that he's going to go to the 48 car, which I think that'd be interesting if Tyler fucking Reddick actually got that ride. That'd be interesting, but yeah. Okay, Ricky Stenhouse Jr. will be. I will see my boy Ricky's going to be my favorite because something about Ricky Stenhouse Jr. Even though the whole Daytona incident all those years ago, I'm well over it. I just think people should move on from that trash, from that shit. Stenhouse has basically turned that 47 team into a decent semi-competitive team. Sure, late last year, it didn't show, but like, remember, a few years ago, he won the Daytona 500, had a decent season, was top 50 in all in points, and just got passed by Bubba Flippin' Wallace, but would have finished top 15 under the Winston Latford points format. 2024 was a step down, but he won a race again at Talladega late in the fall. It got JTG Doherty racing their third and final win at this time recording, and it last under that branding because it's now known as Hayek Motorsports. And early last year, he got into the chase up your speed until Carson Hocevar just fucked everything up. And I'm not saying it's all on Hocevar, but I feel like it's some twisted, some fucked up shit that Hocevar was a part of Stenhouse's downfall in season. And he almost won Atlanta too. I'm still hoping he can. In both races, he almost won. I hope he can win at least one of those races because it's a long time coming, man. He's come close all these times, and it's frustrating. I hope he can win one of those races. But I got Stenhouse's Talladega race win 124 diecast. He's my favorite driver. He's liked my comments before on Instagram. He's a really chill dude, really chill guy, and I wish fans would give him more credit that he deserves for this. And plus, he's one of 7, 8, or 9 drivers exclusively to win the Daytona 500, the Spring Talladega race, the Summer Daytona race, and the Winston Noble 500 Fall Talladega race. So yeah. Alex Bowman, I'll put I guess in meh. Like Bowman also, like Stenhouse, has had an interesting career. Went for driving for BK Racing and Tommy Baldwin Racing shitboxes in the Cup Series, but they got his break at Hendrick Motorsports 10 years ago and almost won. Like the thing is with Alex Bowman is he's been consistent these last couple of seasons, but he hasn't been winning. Remember, the last win he got when he was decently competitive was Las Vegas 2022. That was 4 years ago. He's won once in the last 3 seasons while driving a Hendrick car. And this is supposed to be a contract year for Bowman to see if he will come back or not. But don't be surprised if he doesn't return. If he doesn't, like Bowman needs to win a race this year. There's no ifs or buts. He needs to win a race this year in order to keep his ride. I don't even think making the chase would keep him safe. I think he needs to go out there and actually win a race, at least one. That's all he needs to do. And then the next season, win a couple of races. He's totally capable of doing that, but he's also inconsistent. But if anyone else gets the 48 car, hopefully it's not Kyle fucking Busch. And who in no opinion on, I got Burt Myers. Now, I got, honestly, although I got his diecast, you can't see it. I'm in pitch black right now. I could see it like from here. It's behind the Justin Allgaier championship car. And they just recently put another one of his diecasts up for pre-order. I like Team Amerivet, but I don't know much about Burt Myers because I don't really follow that type of racing, to be honest. I mean, I should, but I don't for some reason. So I don't got really an opinion on him. I obviously know who he is because of how much they've introduced me to him, but I just got no opinion on this dude, if you know what I mean. And Cody fucking Ware, why the fuck is he still in NASCAR after everything? I hate these 4 drivers above Cody Ware, but at least they're not convicted felons or whatever. Like, how the fuck is this guy still in NASCAR? Like, seriously. This should have been Corey LaJoie's ride. But Tommy Bowen, because he's still butthurt over something that happened a few years ago, decided not to sign Cody Ware full-time, and Corey LaJoie full-time, and they decided to put the owner's son, who's done nothing last year, dead last in points, hundreds of points behind Riley Herbst or Cole Custer or whoever. Like, he made Quinn Huff's 2021 season look magical, or look like a Cinderella story. I mean, like, the fact that Quinn Huff, like, I like Quinn Huff as well. I wish he would come back one day. Chances are he might never. But, like, the fact that Quinn Huff had a better season than your season says a lot. And this is supposed to be the improved Rick Ware Racing from 5 years ago. They were showing improvements with Justin Haley and Corey LaJoie until they decided to go right back to putting the owner's son in the car. Even with Ryan Newman and JJ Yaley, they are showing improvement, little by little improvement, but then they decided to put Cody fucking Ware back in the car. So, he sucks. I don't know why he's still in the sport. Apparently the charges got dropped. But still, I don't like this guy just because he only has that name. He only has that ride because of his name and his dad owning the team. That's the only reason why he's even in NASCAR. We'll get to his dumbass brother in a moment, who actually hadn't had his conviction allegedly dropped like Cody Ware has. So that's going to be interesting when we get to him. Ty Gibbs. I'm just going to put also on why you're still here, because Ty Gibbs should have never got pushed up to the Cup Series that early. Like, he was showing race-winning capability in the Xfinity Series. He won the championship, for Christ's sake, a couple years ago, or 4 years ago, but then Joe Gibbs thought that was good enough to put him full-time in the Cup Series. It's going to be his 4th full-time season upcoming in Daytona, which is like 6 days from now, and he still has not won a Cup race. That's not good when you're driving for Joe Gibbs Racing standards. Sure, it's the 4th car and all, but like same with Alex Bowman. Okay. If it was one of those lower funded teams like Frontline Motorsports or who else? Yeah, Frontline Motorsports, or Yeah, Front Motorsports. If it was Front Motorsports, I can understand maybe the down quality or the drivers being down because of his equipment. But like Ty Gibbs, come on, man. Like seriously, he's got to win a race this season. Otherwise, he might be starting to look like a bust. And I don't want to see that for Ty Gibbs, even though I'm not the biggest dude or biggest simp for him. I don't know why I said it like that, but you know what I mean. Ty Gibbs, why are you still here? Ryan Preece, the Clash winner at Bowman Gray, the race that felt like it took a fraternity to end because of all the cautions and non-caution laps being ran under caution. Ryan Preece gets to be in favorite drivers because I just like the dude. He's really chill, and I respect him a lot. I really do, and he's a cool guy. After everything he went through, from those 2 wild Daytona flips to from at one point looking like he was going to be done with NASCAR and go back to Connecticut to race in late models until Brad Keselowski and Jack Roush gave him a call up to drive the number 60 car. Like, this guy showed his emotions when he won that race. Like, he even cussed on he even said fuck on live TV referring to somebody who he wished was there, and he got emotional. But which that was cool to see, you know, drivers show emotion, because you really see that anymore. So yeah, Ryan Preece, easily in favorites. So yeah, Anthony Alfredo, putting great. Not much to say about Anthony Alfredo. I mean, he's driving for Beard Motorsports. I always like Beard Motorsports, but he's driving for the stupid, dumbass team that fucked over Matt DiBenedetto. So, in their second car. So, that's good. I like Parker Reskloff and Anthony Alfredo, but I don't like the team they're going to drive for. So you might see me put them somewhere else. But with Anthony Alfredo driving for Beard Motorsports, I'm going to put him in great. Okay, because Beard Motorsports is a cool team, and they don't screw the drivers over. Casey Mears, easily favorite. I mean, what's there to not like about Casey Mears, man? This guy is one of the coolest people to ever step foot in a NASCAR stock car. He has a cool fan base. He's driving for a cool team in MBM Motorsports, Garage 66. He's even running for a good cause too. I forgot what it said, but the post said, I'm just gonna pull it up real quick. All right here. So Casey Mears has partnered with Tanger for the Daytona 500. Tanger will be donating to the Gracie Foundation, which provides care to women undergoing cancer treatment. That is cool. That is really, really cool that Casey Mears is doing this in the team. So that's why they're in my favorites driver's section. Not only that, finally got a Casey Mears diecast after all these years. 2016 Darlington Throwback diecast is Smokey Eunuch. And yeah, hoping one of these days he can actually somehow win one of these races. I'd love to see Casey Mears and JJ Lee win a race. That would be awesome. Next up is Chad Fincham. Now, if you're regular Joe Schmo, you probably never heard of this guy. Like if you have with Burt Myers, but there's just a bunch of water bottles all over my bed. Jesus. It's a fucking mess. Like, you should see the state of my bed that it's in right now. It needs desperate TLC. Like this whole side of it's like the what should be the side of the mattress, like the sheets, they got pulled up and they're now over the bed. That's how crazy and chaotic it is. Chad Fincham, I'll put in great. He's very underrated too. I remember last year at Bristol in the fall race, he actually was making up spots in an MBM Motorsports car. Same with the Clash too. He was up at one point in 9th place until, I guess, the equipment caught up and they fell back with Burt Myers to outside the top 15, which sucks, but it is what it is. And even showed potential at Darlington, I think, a couple years ago with SS Greenlight Racing. He was making up spots, and then something mechanically wrong happened with his car, which took him out of contention, unfortunately. But Chad Fincham is a respectable guy. I'm not 100%. I'm not 100% confident in everything I know about him, but I know that he's an underrated driver who I think should get a decent shot. Maybe, let's say, a part-time gig at one of those top-tier Xfinity teams. Who knows? But yeah, I got Chad Fincham there. Corey Heim driving the brain dead, brain rot number 67 car. Good lord, how is this car even still in the NASCAR after everything? I know it's just a number. It's been in NASCAR for many years prior. But I mean, for God's sake, what's so fucking funny about that stupid ass meme? I just don't get it. But Corey Heim, I put in meh. Oh my god, it's a clusterfuck. Why is it doing that, dude? I'll put Corey Heim in meh. I never was the biggest fan of him in trucks because he just kept winning everything and it got boring really fast, if I have to be honest. But at least he was the rightful champion, didn't get fucked over for like the third straight year because of the stupid cocksucking format that NASCAR used last year. So, yeah. Corey Heim is in meh for now. Probably see him again there later. Michael McDowell, I put in favorites. McDowell has had quite the adversity of a career, similar to Casey Mears and all these other guys. And here's a fun fact: I know somebody personally that know a friend personally who they said that many years ago when Michael McDowell drove for, I think, Bill Parsons Racing, the number 98 Ford Fusion, the 2013 Daytona 500, they were that team, like his dad or his grandpa or uncle, they were the tow truck driver for that team and Michael McDowell. So there's a good chance that Mickey D could have known about his family, his uncle, his grandpa, or his dad, which I think that is fucking badass and cool, man. Like, I even showed him a picture of the car. I asked him, like, do you recognize this car? Which was McDowell's 2013 car, and he said yes. So that's really badass, man. Like that's really cool to know that that his family was involved with that team and Michael McDowell and even Phil Parsons to an extent as well, because that's cool. And another thing is, I know it's not NASCAR related, but he told me that his uncle was a football player, NFL player, made the Super Bowl finale one time with the Patriots in the late 2000s. Unfortunately, they didn't win, but they got there. That's even better. Obviously, I'm not going to say the name of who it was because I don't want to dox people. I don't want to do that. I'm not Jordan Fixon, or I'm not any of those weirdos on Twitter. So yeah, I just wanted to shout him out for that. That's really cool. So anytime I see McDowell and Michael McDowell now, I'll always think about him. McDowell's a cool guy as well. He is a Catholic or a Christian like me, or he's a Christian. I'm Catholic, but basically we both believe in Jesus and God, and I just respect him as well. And by the way, Jordan Fixon can cry all those tears after McDowell won Indy a couple years ago, the road course rendition, but yeah, still. All right, Carson Osavar, this is where it's going to get interesting. I don't want this video to be, it's almost an hour. We haven't finished the Cup guide. There's only a few left before we get to Xfinity. How much more? Jeez Louise. Oh my God, we're going to be here for a long time. So strap in, folks. We're going to be here for a long time. Carson Osavar, I'll put him in meh. He has a good personality. He has heard of my comments before in the past on YouTube, and he has a fun personality, but like his driving antics is insane. Like, he pissed me off because I was a Ricky Stenhouse Jr. fan. Like, he fucked Stenhouse twice last year, and Stenhouse never gave him the proper discipline or proper payback that he should have gotten. Like, it's like Carson got away with it without getting diddly squat of any punishment or consequence or repercussion. So that's all I got to say there. Hopefully he cleans up that act this year and actually races clean, because he has potential to be a superstar. And he's going to be signed to be with Spire Motorsports with the next decade, which I think is a bad move because Spire Motorsports is basically the Dollar Tree version of Hendrick Motorsports. I could see Hocevar just annihilating the competition in that number 48 car. I'm just going to leave it at that. But he's choosing to drive for a Dollar Tree version of that car. I don't know. That's just me, though. Whatever. BJ McLeod, I'll put in great. I'll actually put in favorite because I like BJ McLeod. He's the last of an era or kind in NASCAR. He's one of the very few driver/team owners in NASCAR. And he's had great runs recently at the super speedway races that he's been mainly running. Like he was leading laps at Talladega and almost got in the Daytona 500 a couple years ago on pure speed. He could have won the damn race. He was leading the race. Was running third before he got taken out in a wreck. But this guy, if he's given the right equipment, he can actually contend. I'll just leave it at that. Jimmy Johnson, I put in great. I debated on where I should put Jimmy Johnson after what happened recently, because his name, if you haven't, I'm not going to get into this. There's many other people that are more qualified than me to talk about this shit, but recently in the Jeffrey Epstein files, Jimmy Johnson's name was in there, and he apparently did try and contact Epstein once, but never got a response. So part of me thinks I should put him down here, and why are you still here? Because here's the thing. I like Jimmy Johnson. I know he would never do something like that, heinous and disgusting like that. Like Brian Vickers, on the other hand. Jesus Christ, what the fuck is that? What was that guy thinking? Seriously, one of the few Brians that actually had success in NASCAR. Actually, the best Brian after a handful of Brians that competed ever in NASCAR. And he just fucking ruins his credibility by doing that shit. A waste of space, man. But Johnson, I guess I'll have him in great. I liked him 6 years ago when he's driving the number 48 Hendrick Motorsports car. Basically became my favorite driver after Jeff Gordon retired, or he was up there with Chase Elliott. But so yeah, I like Johnson. He's a cool guy. I just wish his name wasn't in the Epstein files. That would have been a lot nicer, but it is what it is. Connor Zellage, at least he's innocent. At least he's innocent, as far as I'm aware. I'm not going to get into anything because I don't want to have Jimmy Johnson's team send me a cease and desist letter. I don't want that. And I'm better than that to be accusing people of stuff like that. I'm just not going to comment. Let's move on. Connor Zellage. This is a kid that has a bright future in NASCAR. He's driving for Trackhouse Racing, though, which is not the best team in the garage, unfortunately. But here's a big but. If this is a long shot, like I talk about within the next decade, or towards the tail end of this decade, like 2029, 2030, Connor Zellage could potentially. I'm going to predict this here right now. I think Connor Zellage, if he shows enough speed these first few seasons, could actually get a shot at Hendrick ride. I'm not exaggerating too. I really think he could get that shot. He won 12 or 11 races last year. He didn't win the championship, which was bullshit because of this once again stupid cocksucking format that thankfully is dead. Got screwed out of that championship, but he's going straight to the Cup Series. I'm skeptical about this because, part of me wants to see Zellage still in the Xfinity Series because he's not like SVG, or SVG's in his mid-30s. Zellage is still an incredibly young driver. He's only 19 years old at the timing of this recording. I didn't want to see him get rushed to the Cup Series. I wanted to see him actually take his time and become a serious, legit contender and get better and better and better and better as we went. Same with look at what Corey Heim did, basically in the Truck Series, like that. But We don't live in that reality, unfortunately. I hope this year goes nicely for Connor Zilic. He should have stayed in Xfinity. I'm just gonna keep it real, 100% real with y'all. I just don't think he should be in Cup Series just yet. Like, I don't know why people are trying to get these young drivers immediately into the Cup Series just after they won like a shit ton of races and had a record-setting, number of top fives for top tens for a consecutive amount of weekends. I'm not buying it just yet. I still stand with my statement then that he should stay. He should have stayed in the Xfinity Series. Still make select Cup starts. Don't get me wrong, but like not be full time just yet. Excuse me. So I'll put Zilic in greats. Reason why I don't have him in favorites, because once again, the fan base has kind of gotten a little bit annoying. Like, I don't get me wrong, it was cool seeing him win all those races, but like some of his fans were like being a little too passionate about him, if you know what I mean. And yeah. And next up, we got SVG, or Shane Van Gisbergen, the other foreign international driver in the NASCAR Cup Series. The other driver was Daniel Suarez from Mexico, Monterrey, Mexico. As I'm going to get readjusted. SVG, or I'll put him in. Like, I really liked him when he joined the sport a couple years ago. Like, but as I said earlier, some of his fans, man, the North American demographic, they're not as chill as the Aussies, the Kiwis, and the Fijians, if you know what I mean. And plus, some of them were celebrating or saying when Connor Zilic almost died at Watkins Glen after falling out of his car, breaking his collarbone, that he quote-unquote deserved that after he wrecked SVG early in the race, who had no business being in there. So just for that, I'm sorry, but I have to put Shane Van Gisbergen in meh for right now. And last but not least, finally, for the Cup Series, an hour and 7 minutes into this. Jeez. We got Corey LaJoie. He's going on my favorites because obviously, finally, Corey LaJoie is actually in an actual capable winning car at a track that he's actually good at and the team's good at. I'm so sick and tired of seeing those people say, "Oh, yeah, the one starred at Hendrick for Chase Elliott Gateway 2023, and he completely blew it." No, he didn't. Hendrick sucks ass at that track. They still haven't won there to this day, and he was like he was set up to fail basically. Like he never really had a good race there, anyways. The year prior, if Elliott done what he did to Hamlin at Charlotte a week prior, he would have been able to race at Charlotte and could have had something to show for that race. You never know. But obviously, Corey LaJoie is up there as one of my favorites, just because obviously I like the underdog aspect. I just think the hate is overkill at this point. Like, seriously. Like, there's people like Cody Ware you could be hating on. Corey LaJoie is not a bad person, and yet everyone makes him seem like he's Joseph Stalin. Like, Jesus Christ, what the fuck is people... Like, do people not have anything better to do with their lives at this point? Like, then again, it's Twitter. People on there don't have lives to begin anyways. That's why I don't have a Twitter account. Fuck that shit. I got an Instagram account, which can be just as bad as on there, but at least it's different. So yeah. Corey LaJoie, my favorites. Now we're going to Xfinity, finally. First up, Sheldon Creed. I'll put him in great. Still is looking yet for that first career Xfinity win. And what would be his now 5th full-time season. 15 or 16 runner-up finishes. You cannot make this shit up. He should have won Bristol last year, but he should have won it. He should have fucking won that race. But of course, bullshit happened and prevented him from winning. I'd say he needs to win this year. if he wants to stay in the Xfinity Series. I don't know what his contract is like, but I'm not confident in that he's going to be here next year if he doesn't win. So yeah, Cole Custer and Green. I'm going to try and speed up the process because I don't want this video to be this long. All right, Cole Custer, Cup Series driver, racing in the lower series. I'm not going to spend too long on on him, other than he's just driving for SS Greenlight Racing, which is actually rare for a Cup guy to do nowadays. Alex LeVay, the Canadian from Quebec. He's our driver representing us Canadians, so of course he's going in the favorite. He did really well in DGM racing equipment, but was let go due to lack of funding, which is bullshit. And he's been basically trying to stay in NASCAR ever since then. Like this guy has talent. He won a Xfinity Series championship, and yet no one took a chance on him. Not one of these bigger teams. That's just unfortunate. Garrett Smithley, I'll put in great. This guy's a paid driver, but at least he's kind and nice to his fans. I just really hasn't had much to work for in terms of performance, unfortunately. But you know what? At least he's nice with the fans, so I'll leave him at that, or give him props for that. Carson Qualful, I'll put in great. Son of Travis Qualful, I think isn't he still full time? I think he is. This is his second full time season. Hopefully, he can win this season after a semi disappointing last year season, even though he made the championship 4. But hopefully, he can win this year. Zillage, who's a Cup guy, goes right here. Ryan Ellis, I'll put in great. Finally got that top 10 last year. Didn't he get 2 top 10s? After 100 starts of competing, finally got that top 10. Driving for DGM race, and now he's driving for Young's Motorsports in a second full-time entry. Excuse me, in all seriousness, is Young's Motorsports even still in the truck series? Hold on. So did they just... Hold on a minute. Did Young's Motorsports sell their truck team? I've noticed... I'm going to have to look back at that. I don't know. Ryan Ellis, he's an okay driver. He's not controversial. He's not a douchebag. He's actually nice. He's liked my comments before. So yeah, he's in great. Same with Jesse Love. He is the defending Xfinity champion, but it should be Connor Zillage. But he's growing on me from when he drove for Venturini Motorsports, all that shit he did 2023 that pissed people off. He's growing up from that, and you know what? I'm thankful for that. So for that, he's in greats. Cesar Baccarella. I don't like Alpha Prime Racing, but that's just the Tommy Joe Martin's stake of it. So, but Cesar Baccarella owns part of it. I'll just put him here, I guess. Cesar Baccarella, great. I don't got much to say about him. Outside that, he finally got that first top 10 or top 5 finish at Talladega last fall and got a diecast produced a few years ago that has a Porno Mag sponsorship on the C-pillar. Crazy how they got that through, but they won't let, NOS Energy logos or Coca-Cola logos on the car. And then again, it was Coca-Cola being NAS, but yeah. Cesar Baccarella, great. Luke Fenhouse. I watched this man win an ARCA race a few years ago, but outside of that, I know who he is, but I just got no opinion on him. I know this is a brand new team. I forgot the name of it already, but I respect him, but he really didn't do anything in trucks the last couple of seasons, driving for Sport and these other teams. But outside of that ARCA win, but he's okay, I guess. Josh Bullocky easily goes into favorites. He actually liked my comments before in the past. He's also cool underdog. Remember how I mentioned JJ Ilian, Landon Castle, and Timmy Hill? This guy actually got a chance with Joe Gibbs Racing. He made the most of it, and yet Joe Gibbs Racing didn't sign him for the Xfinity program last year at the road courses, which is a real shame because I could see him actually winning a racing and pulling a 2016 Michael McDowell Road America. That's what I could see him doing, but I guess Joe Gibbs doesn't have faith in him for some reason and would rather want to put young, inexperienced drivers like Brent Cruz and Gio Ruggiero in the car instead. But oh well, whatever. Justin Allgaier also in favorite. I like Justin Allgaier. I already mentioned everything I like about Allgaier from earlier, so I don't need to repeat myself. Sammy Smith, put in dislikes. I just did not like Sammy Smith at all. He screwed Ryan Sieg twice last year. Or screwed Ryan Sieg. Yeah, he fucked Ryan Sieg out of that win at Las Vegas. Ryan Sieg should have won that shit. Should have won that race. Sure, he got loose under Allmendinger and had to catch him back down with like 2 or 3 laps to go. But he would have done it again because he had the freaking car. And Sammy Smith tried rigging the race for his teammate Justin Allgaier, fucked him over, and then, of course, at Martinsville earlier this year, carrying the iconic DEI number 8 font, just completely dumped Taylor Gray and just caused the big one and just made a complete mockery of that number. So yeah, he gets put in dislike/hate. I just don't like him. Ross Chastain and Shane Bergen are both Cup guys. Got nothing really to say about them there. Corey Day. Here's a fun fact about Corey Day. Corey Day actually is 5 days older than me. I'm not even joking when I say that. I'm 5 days younger than Corey Day. All I know about this kid is that he's a dirt racer. He made some select starts, showed some potential later in his later starts. Now he's getting a full-time gig with Hendrick Motorsports and Xfinity. Wishing him the best of luck. William Sawalich, I'll put in meh. I don't got an opinion on this dude. I think he's not ready for Xfinity. But however, he did show promise until he got concussed by Connor Balsack, who was driving the car Matt DiBenedetto should have drove at Talladega. Just completely fucked up the track and just crashed into him. But I'll put him in meh for now. Brent Cruz. Should I put him in meh or no opinion? I guess I'll put him in no opinion. I really don't know much about Brent Cruz other than that he almost won Charlotte Roval. Apparently, I didn't watch the race, but he finished second and led some laps at Phoenix as well. The finale. Gio Ruggiero. He screwed Corey LaJoie out of a decent finish at Richmond and Trucks last year. So do I put him in dislike? No, I'll put him in meh. Brandon Jones, I'll put in great. He's honestly, like, Brandon Jones is an enigma, if you know what I mean. Like, outside of Joe Gibbs Racing, he's awful. But when he joins Joe Gibbs Racing, when he went back to Joe Gibbs Racing, he started winning races again. So I don't know what it is up with him, but you know what? At least he's winning races. That's at least what I can give him. Austin Hill, most people would have him in dislike. I'm going to have him in great. Because Austin Hill does have talent. I love it when he pisses off those Karens on Twitter. I just think it's hilarious. Or when he pisses off those trolls. I just think it's funny. So yeah, that's why he's in great. Not favorite, but great. Harrison Burton, also having great as well. He's now driving. Last year he drove for AM Racing. Now he's driving for Sam Hunt Racing in the number 24 Toyota Supra. I respect him for that. Hopefully he can finally get them their first win. Long awaited win. Dean Thompson, same thing. I really don't have much to say, but outside of leaving the Truck Series, he's actually done well for himself. I'll just leave it at that. Jeb Burton, I'll put in favorite. He's another underdog driver, journeyman driver, who's been in the sport for over a decade, has 2 career Xfinity wins and a Truck Series win. Respect the living hell out of him. He has a cool family, he has a cool dad, and Ward Burton. So yeah, Kyle Sieg, I'll put in great. Younger brother of Ryan Sieg, but just doesn't have that same effect on me as Ryan Sieg does. Stan Barrett, the guy comes in and out of NASCAR every now and then. He would race at the road courses like every now and then wait 5 years or 4 years and then come back out of nowhere. Basically, this is what Cope Family Racing used to be, but now is Stanton Cope Racing, or I don't even know what the team is. But yeah, I got him there in great. Now Carson Ware. This is the guy that got arrested a few years ago for domestic assault. And this guy got, his charges were never dropped. So this means this guy is convicted felon, allegedly speaking. How the fuck is he still in NASCAR is beyond me. I just don't like him. He needs to get the fuck out of NASCAR. And the next guy, Baltazar Jazima. I have no idea how to say his name. I apologize. All I know he is an Argentinian driver from Argentina who raced for Joey Gase Motorsports last year at Coda. That's all I know about him. So I'll just put him in who/no opinion on. Blaine Perkins is an interesting case. He showed potential in select starts for our motorsports, especially um, at Talladega, where he won a stage. Yeah, you heard me right. This guy won a stage 5 years ago at Talladega. Unfortunately, he kind of fell out and fizzled out at the end, but he could have had a legit shot at winning that race. Like, this guy has potential, can have moments, but then there's a lot of inconsistent moments that just hinders his performance, which is really unfortunate. Jordan Anderson, I'll put him in great. I like him a lot. He should have won one of those Daytona truck races. I think he should have won the 2020 Daytona truck opener. No offense to Grant Enfinger and Corey Roper should have won the 2021 Daytona opener, but bullshit happened. But whatever. Jordan Anderson is great. Austin J. Hill, don't know nothing about him. I mean, I saw Eric Estep's interview with him, but I just don't know much about the kid, so he's going to go in there for now. Ryan Sieg, favorite, obviously. He's one of my favorite journeyman drivers. I don't know how he hasn't won an Xfinity race by now. It's been over, 15 years, and he still hasn't won a race. It's asinine. He should have won Texas a couple years ago, but bullshit had to happen, I guess. But Ryan Sieg is one of my guys. Hopefully he can finally win a race this year. Sam Mayer, I'll put in meh. I don't like that movie made on Jeb Burton last year at Martinsville that got his ass suspended for the final race after he just blatantly wrecked him under caution, and he complains about how he doesn't have a cup ride and all this and that. He's in meth for right now too. Brandon Poole, I'll put him in like, although I hate the team he drives for. The team, from Tommy Joe Martin's perspective, is just nah. I don't like Tommy Joe Martin's, but I do like Brandon Poole. Same with LeVar Scott. Although I think LeVar Scott should have stayed in ARCA, to be honest. I don't think he's ready for Xfinity, and especially for that type of equipment, because he still hasn't had an ARCA win just yet. But we'll see what happens. Brad Perez, I'll put him in meh. I don't really know why everyone is hyping him up like he's a great driver. I just don't get it. So I'll put him in meh for now. Patrick Starpoli, the doctor who returned after 10 years away from the sport last year, somehow gets a full-time Xfinity ride over Nick Sanchez. By the way, Nick Sanchez has found a ride for 2026 for AM Racing, where I would put Nick Sanchez would be in great. That's where I would put him. But Patrick Starpoli, I'd put him there. I don't know much about him, but I respect that he's a first responder. So yeah. Preston Pardus. I mean, I should have an opinion on him, but this guy barely races anymore, so I guess I'll put him in no opinion on, I guess. Jeremy Clements, I'll put in great. Also another cool guy. Won a couple races for his family-owned team. I wish one of them could have been celebrated as an actual win and not screw over Landon Castle or leapfrog him and Ryan Sieg in points in 2022, which screwed Landon Castle's career over, and basically his career's done now. But oh well, whatever. But you know what? Still a good win nonetheless. David Starr, one of the older racers in the sport, respect the living hell out of him. He's a cool guy. And he's got truck wins from 20 years ago, yes, but he's a cool guy. He stays out of trouble and mainly keeps his cars clean, and he actually respects his fans, which I dig that. Taylor Gray, I guess I'll put him in great. At least he's doing something, unlike Tanner Gray, who's been stuck in the truck series for all these years and hasn't won anything, but oh well. Austin Green, I think I'll put him actually my favorites. Because actually, do respect Austin Green. He almost won Charlotte Roval last year, driving essentially that number 87 Jordan Anderson Racing, Wayne Peterson Racing car. I don't know which car it was, but he almost won that race, and that would have been an awesome diecast, but Connor Zillage won it. But still a second place finish. I hope this kid has a great season. And now look at all these. No, Roger Caruth is not a Cup guy. I'll put Roger Caruth in favorites. This is, in my opinion, the driver that young African American men or black men should look up to. Has a couple truck wins. Has a lot of hype going around behind him. Has a good, solid, clean reputation. I'm excited for what he can do this year. Hopefully he doesn't stumble under pressure. Hopefully he has a good season. And he's actually liked my comments before in the past. So then in that case, he gets my total respect. And hopefully he has a good season. And now for these next four guys, they're all Cup guys. They're going in here. I don't need to say anything about them because I already did. Larson, Elliott, Bowman, and Byron. And speaking of another Cup guy, Kyle flippin' Busch got another shot. He's getting more truck races, which is bullshit. So he's going in there as well. Mason Maggio. Honestly, I don't know much about him. We're getting a diecast from him. We got a diecast get made from him, though. I want to get it, but Can Racing just is taking forever to restock, apparently. So, yeah. I respect Mason Maggio. I don't know much about him though, but it's okay. Josh Williams back with DGM Racing, which feels like for like the third or fourth time now. I'll put him in great. Hopefully he does decent this year, but like I don't think he was meant to be in competitive equipment, to be honest. Like to his defense, colleague last year sucked, like, and the year before sucked ass. They weren't the same colleague from 5 years earlier, but still. Anthony Alfredo. I like Alfredo, but I don't like that team. Same with Parker Rescloff. Like I guess I'll put Anthony Alfredo and great, but I'll put Rescloff and Matt. And don't come to the comments and bitch at me about Rescloff. I like Parker Rescloff a lot. I just not the biggest fan of Viking Motorsports right now. And speaking of Matt DiBenedetto, while I'm having him on topic, since he's looking for a ride in the top three series, in all top three series, and he's raced for in practice sessions or sessions with Joey Gates Motorsports, he'll go on my favorite, obviously. Jimmy Johnson, he would also be in great as well. I don't need to talk about Johnson again. Same with Heim, right down here. Dario Franchitti. I never thought I'd ever see that name pop up on a NASCAR entry list ever again. Like, bruh. Now we're finally to the truck series, by the way. I forgot to mention that. But Dario Franchitti. The last guy this dude raced in a NASCAR sanctioned event was 18 years ago. 2008. I'm very happy. Even though it's a one-off start, I'm happy to see him come back and race as with me being a fan. Because if you don't know, on my dad's side, I am Scottish. I'm more Ukrainian. On my mom's side, I feel more Ukrainian, but on my dad's side, I'm English, Irish, and Scottish. And it's nice seeing a Scottish driver race. I see a Scottish driver race in NASCAR, so for that reason, plus all the success he had in IndyCar, and I think F1, I'm not sure, he's going to favorite. Baldwin, I don't know, is that Luke Baldwin? I don't know who that is. He's just going to go who and no opinion. Derek White, I would assume who that is, or Jason White. Either way, one of them is Canadian, so they're going to go on my favorites because I like always Canadian drivers. Now, Cletus McFarlane, a.k.a. Garrett Mitchell, a.k.a. Cletus McFarlane. This is the guy I was talking about earlier, and whenever I referenced Greg Biffle. I'm glad that he is going to get to race. There's one exception to race, but I think he should get more ARCA starts before he really starts trying to race in the truck series. So I'll put him in great. It's a nice tribute he's doing to Greg Biffle as well. I respect the living hell out of him for doing this. So wishing him the best of luck at Daytona. Like, there's 44 spots for 36 spots. Like, geez, they're gonna have 8 DQs, and I'm afraid that a lot of cool people are gonna DQ instead of the crappy teams. I just want to see him, Travis Pastrana, Corey LaJoyce, Ricky Stenhouse Jr., Tony Stewart, and a couple others. Like, who else is on here? Munez, Van Alts, Timmy Hill, Boyd, and I guess, yeah, make the field. Now, Stormin Norman is one of my favorite guys. The oldest driver currently in NASCAR, outside of Morgan Shepherd, who raced up until he was 77. Norm Benning is 74 now. That's crazy to think about. He's getting up there, but he's still hanging in there really strong, and I respect him a lot. He works out. His team is like out of his workshop shed or something. I'm not sure, but he makes his trucks from there, and he runs with limited equipment, older equipment. That I can respect him for. And I'm glad to see people like him still in NASCAR, because I think we need more driver/team owners. Cup drivers, more Cup guys. Michael McDowell goes to there. Connor Mosack, yep, you're getting in the dislike. Why do I even bother with this guy? This guy sucks. He gave William Sawalha a concussion. I don't even know why he's still in these competitive rides. He's so bad. He got booted from McAnally Hilgerman Racing for a reason, folks. And now Spire wants him to tear up their equipment too. So yeah, that's just unfortunate. Grant Enfinger. I'm gonna put him in favorite as well. Look, 69. 69. What the fuck? I like Grant Enfinger a lot. I think he should have won the championship a few years ago in 2023 until the Carson Hocevar and Corey Heim dumb show happened, which cost him the title. And plus, he's a respectable man as well. He's a respectable guy. Truck Series lifer. We need more of those. Now, here's another folk who I think should not be in here. That's Daniel fucking Dye. How is this guy still in NASCAR? Like, I legit cannot stand this prick. Like, seriously. Like, this guy, for context, he literally ruined someone's life. A few years ago, he physically assaulted his classmate, punching him in the groin, rupturing it to the point where it can't work properly anymore. And yet, he gets all these sponsors, gets all these teams, like literally, fucking literally. Jennifer Jo Cobb Racing, like Jennifer Jo Cobb's truck team, the number 10 truck. Remember that team? That was sacrificed for this fucker. Because, you know, he's only in this fucking truck because his dad, by pure coincidence, a pure fluke, works at a Dodge dealership. That's the only reason why he's even in this truck. And he basically, Cobb's team gets disregarded, just has their legacy get ruined because of this shit. And now he gets to have Xfinity starts too. This motherfucker gets to have Xfinity starts too for AM Racing. And the number 52 car, the same car that Jimmy Means Racing had. And Jimmy Means Racing, I know, hasn't competed in a few years and has shut down, but that team ran from 1978 to 2022. Stop giving these numbers from these, you know, respectable underdog teams to people like this guy. Just stop that. God, it's so annoying. Another thing, he didn't miss any single races, ARCA races too. He got to race all races because ARCA, by pure fluke, had that one off weekend, and there he was back the following weekend. How fucking embarrassing. Daniel Nutbuster definitely deserves that fucking nickname. Keaton Honeycutt, on the other hand, I actually do like him a lot. I'll put him in, I guess, favorite. I don't know what the fuck Nice Motorsports was doing by getting rid of him. Like, he was like their only guy that was actually capable of keeping their shitty cars or their trucks afloat, or could keep consistent. Like Matt Mills in some way, I think, was held back behind, because Matt Mills doesn't have a ride for this year, which sucks. I really liked Matt Mills a lot. He had a lot of potential in those KBM starts, but ever since he joined Nice Motorsports, I thought he was going to do a lot better, but it turns out it just wasn't meant to be, I guess. So who knows where he's going to end up now. Probably back to those underfunded cars again, but I don't know. Keaton Honeycutt, however, is in my favorite. I'm not calling Nice Motorsports a shitty team, by the way. They got some really cool drivers this year. They got Cletus McFarland, Travis Pastrana, and Ricky Stenhouse Jr. on the same team. That is something, a combo, a trio that I never thought would ever be teammates together. That's insane. Brandon Queen, I actually do like him a lot. I think he might be my favorite Dodge. No, there's another Dodge driver I'm going to bring in here very soon. But I like Brandon Queen a lot. I really hope they make the Dodge Ram diecast. I really do. Lionel, you better do that. So Brandon Queen, I hope he can win some races, and it would be cool to see the number 12 truck win again after it won 5 years ago. Cole Butcher is Canadian. I don't know much about him, but he's going into my favorites because he's Canadian. He's representing Nova Scotians in Nova Scotia, so he's got my respect. Tanner Gray, at this point, why are you even still here? Like, honestly, how many seasons has this guy been in the Truck Series for and hasn't won a single race? At this point, he's just putting around and doing nothing. And his younger brother is kicking his ass, has an Xfinity win, for that matter, and he hasn't have a truck win yet. So I got him there. Got nothing more to say about Tanner Gray other than that. Justin Haley, I put him in meh. At least he was smart enough to go back down to the Truck Series instead of trying to find another Cup ride to be running miserably average and miserably mediocrely at. You know what I mean? Giro Ruggiero, again, I already explained it. Tyler Ankrum, I'll put in great. He's actually done a lot better than I gave him credit for. He won a race last year at Rockingham, of all places. If you'd have told me that this guy would have won Rockingham, the return of that race, I would have said you're fucking crazy, but here we are. Daniel Hemrick, I put him in that. Plus this guy made the championship 4 last year somehow. Daniel Hemrick, he screwed Corey LaJoie out of that Michigan win. He shouldn't have stayed out on tires that were going to be cut. That dumbass. That's what cost Corey LaJoie the win, but whatever. He's in meh. Now, Tony Stewart. This is the Dodge driver I was talking about. He's definitely one of my favorites because this dude, I thought he was completely done with NASCAR after the year before last year. I thought he was done. But knowing that he's coming back feels so good, man. I really hope they better make a diecast for him. I hope he runs really well on this truck too because I really like Tony Stewart a lot. He's a cool guy, a cool dude, a cool champion, has a lot of cool wins, has a cool NHRA team. I'm just so glad to see him be representing Dodge. That's just awesome. Really cool to see. Dawson Sutton, on the other hand, I dislike him because Rackley War basically just went the Rick Ware racing route and it bit them in the ass. I mean, karma's a bitch for how they handled the Matt DiBenedetto situation and the Ty Dillon situation, putting their useless, talentless son in the car who really can't do anything. Got a fluke top 5 finish last year, the year prior, but hasn't done anything since then. So might as well put Tony Brandinger in that car. Speaking of Tony Brandinger, I'll put her in. I like Tony Brendinger, but I hate the team she's driving for. I guess I'll put her in there. I hate the team with a passion because they can't take criticism, but I like Tony Brendinger, so she will be in great, I guess. Brian Dorazat, is that how you say his name? You go in here as well. One of the longest running small underfunded NASCAR teams too, FDNY Racing, who's competing in NASCAR since 1978. Obviously, they're going to go in great. They're a cool team, and they get my respect. Frankie Muniz, the Malcolm in the Middle star and the Fairly Odd Parents star. He's going to go in favorite. I like Frankie Muniz a lot. He gets my respect too. I'm just glad to know that there's celebrities racing in NASCAR. That just feels really good. Lane Riggs, Greg Van Alst, both are in favorites. I like Lane Riggs a lot, son of Scott Riggs, and he has a cool personality. Greg Van Alst, our winner of the Daytona ARCA race from a couple years ago. I still wish Jason White won that race, but you know what? I got no complaints on my behalf. Even as a Canadian, it was still a cool winner nonetheless. Chandler Smith, I'll put him in great. Travis Pastrana, because I already explained about Chandler Smith. Travis Pastrana, really cool to see him back in NASCAR again since his 2023 Daytona 500 efforts. It's just nice to see him back. Okay, it's just really cool. I'm looking forward to see what Cletus McFarland, and Ricky Stenhouse Jr. can do as teammates. And I guess Andres Perez de Lara. Connor Jones, you're going in dislike buddy because you put Matt Mills in the hospital the year before last year, and he made like an AI generated an apology, allegedly. So you're getting disliked, buddy. Eaton, I have no idea who the fuck this is. Pardon my French, or pardon me if I don't know who these people are, but I don't know who Aitman is, so he's going there. Tyler Riff, I saw him win an ARCA race the week after, or a few weeks after Greg Van Alst's incredible Daytona win, right, for another underfunded team, but I really haven't seen him do much, so I guess I'll put him there as well. Andres Perez de Lara, I'll put him in here as well, and hear me out for a second, folks. I think he should still be an ARCA. Like, honestly, I don't know why they rushed him up to the Truck Series. He hasn't won a race yet. I know he won the ARCA Championship, became the second international born driver outside of the U.S. to win win a championship in anything, but still, I want to see him run in ARCA for a competitive team, not run like mid pack in like a third or fourth best Nice Motorsports truck, if you know what I mean. Chastain goes to Cup, is with the Cup guy. Ashton Lewis, I have no idea. He's going right here. Ricky Stenhouse Jr. is another Cup guy right here. Oh, Stuart Friesen and Timmy Hill both go to favorite. Stuart Friesen's Canadian, Niagara-on-the-Lake native. By the way, I went to Niagara Falls. Went to the Comic-Con and Skyline Tower. It was a blast. Got to see the falls from up there. I had a very scary crash at I forgot which track. It was in Quebec. But thankfully he's back. I think cleared for Daytona. Wishing him the best of luck. Timmy Hill, obviously, just an awesome driver altogether. I really respect the dude. And yeah, hopefully he has more performances like Darlington and can keep winning. John Nemechek is another Cup guy. You're getting put right here, dude. Akinori Agata. That's how you say his name. He's liked my comments before in the past. He gets put on here as well on favorites because he's a really chill dude. Got a diecast from him. He's nice, and I respect him for that. Matt Crafton, even though he's part-time, wow, that's really cursing. Crafton won the 66 truck. I like Matt Crafton a lot, even though the last few seasons of his full-time truck career has been pretty ugly, to say the least. But you know what? I'm just glad to see him still race in some capacity. Tyler Tomanasi, it's number 69 truck. I don't know much about this kid. I mean, I was able to get my dad's name. It should have been my channel name on the truck he drove at Talladega, the LA Productions truck. But you know what? It's still cool to have my dad on there, but I don't know much about him, unfortunately. But I do know that he's the first driver, I think, from Rhode Island to compete in NASCAR. So that's pretty cool. Egg Gillis, I have no idea who this is. He's going in no opinion. It's a Mike Harmon truck entry. And then now Corey LaJoie again gets brought back up to favorite, driving for Henderson Motorsports, one of the next longest teams competing in NASCAR since 1982. Spencer Boyd gets up there as well, 2019 Talladega race winner, and just a cool underdog. We finally got another diecast from him last year. I know it was a test truck, but still, I want to get it. So yeah. Nicholson, have no idea who this is. He's going in, no opinion. Hocevar, Cup driver. We're almost done, folks. Chris Wright. How the fuck is this guy still in NASCAR? All he's done is just wreck equipment consistently. He caused Brandon Built Motorsports and Our Motorsports to shut down. And apparently, allegedly speaking, he didn't pay the team any money. So if that's the case, he's just a very shitty person for that. But I don't know why McAnally Hilgerman Racing signed him to drive the truck. That's even a worse pick than Connor Bosack or Connor Balsack. I don't even know why they did that. That's just so stupid. Ty Majeski, he's in my favorites. I like the dude a lot. He's cool. Same with Christian Eckes. I respect both of them. Both two drivers the Truck Series honestly needs in their time of existence, TLC. So, and hopefully that number 88 Menards 4-sport truck can win again with Ty Majeski, hopefully. So yeah, and I'm wishing Chris Eckes the best of luck. Caleb Costner, don't know much about him. I only know that he made starts for Mike Harmon last year in trucks, so I'll just put him, I guess, in here. Clay Greenfield, I'll put him in great. The team that he's driving for, I forgot the name. Was it Cook Racing or GK Racing? They followed me on my they followed me on Instagram. So that's really cool. I meant to put him down here. That's not a nod or a diss towards him. I still like him, by the way. I think he's a cool underdog driver who runs at the super speedways. So yeah, I like him a lot. And the last two 4-sport trucks, I'm sorry, Jake Garcia, but I think he should just go back down to ARCA or something. He still hasn't won a race. It's like his third season with a 4-sport race-winning truck, and he's just done nothing with it. And then Ben Rhodes, I don't really like Ben Rhodes. Although he's matured a lot since then, I just really don't particularly care for Ben Rhodes. So yeah, an hour and 47 or 48 now minutes into the video. We're done finally. Jeez. We're going to actually download this. We're going to download this. And now, did I miss anything? Because if I did, I'll let you know in a sec. Oh, I forgot somebody. A guy named Minnie Tyrell. I have no idea who this is. As my voice is going now. That's what happens when you talk nonstop for an hour and 50 minutes, essentially. But he'll go and never heard of or know who and / no opinion on. Oh, the team was named Hedinger Racing for Luke Fenhouse. So yeah, that's what it is. Yeah. Oh yeah, Haley Deegan. Although her number has not been released yet, apparently she said that she's going to try and make some select truck starts this year. So I guess I'll put her in great. She's not my favorite, but welcome back to NASCAR, Haley Deegan. Hopefully this time goes better than the last time. Oh yeah, this guy as well, Mike Seneca. Apparently, I don't know much about this guy anyways, but I know that apparently, according to some fans, that this guy tried is like a this guy was so bad at Martinsville, like he was told to be black flagged, but he kept going and kept going and kept going. He blocked the garage or blocked the way to the garage, and that caused the whole controversy. And yeah, I don't know much about him, so I'll just put him in who/no opinion on. I was gonna say allegedly. Allegedly, I want to put this out there. Allegedly, he was accused of scamming people, but I'm not gonna comment further on that. I'm not gonna share my thoughts on that. I'm neutral to that stuff. I don't want to, like I said earlier, be sent a cease and desist letter. Okay? All right. Oh, it turns out that's not Jordan Anderson Racing. It's Wayne Peterson Racing full-time in Xfinity for 2026. Interesting. With an alliance from RCR. Cool. All right, folks, that's the end of the video. Jesus, an hour and 50 minutes. I was almost close for this video being 2 hours long, but I swear if I didn't speed up the pace with the video and just kept slowly talking about, everyone else at the same length of speed I was with the beginning folks, this video would have been over 3 hours long without a doubt, or very close to it. So just to show you my tier list, here it is. If you want to pause or something like that. I feel pretty good about this now that I made a video talking about it. Hope you all enjoyed it as well, because I had a blast making this video. My voice is pretty much gone though. I have to drink some water now, like a lot of water. And yeah. So yeah, folks, that's gonna end it here. Hope you all enjoyed this long form video. I've been making a lot of these recently of the 2026 NASCAR tier list, driver tier list. So if you did enjoy this video, please make sure to give this video a like, comment, subscribe, turn on notification bell, comment down below. Do you agree with my opinions or my takes? Remember, please be civil in the comments. I don't want to be deleting comments or blocking people that are being assholes, so I don't want to deal with that. Just please be civil. Please respect my opinion. I'll respect your opinion right back. So yeah. Hope you all enjoyed this video, and I'll see you next time, all right? Peace out.